Brother, are you crazy? What are you doing? If it won't sell, I'll smash it. Isn't it 36? If we can't sell it, can we just lower the price? How about changing it to 18? Hurry up and change it. Okay, I'll change it to 18 then. Due to the ongoing economic downturn, major e-commerce platforms are now offering significant subsidies as sellers lower prices in a hurry. On October 16th, Alibaba announced at a press conference in Shanghai that it would invest unprecedented funds into this year's largest sales event, including a subsidy of 50 billion yuan, approximately $7 billion US dollars, for its top-tier 88 VIP members. The company's promotional activities began the evening before the press conference and, like the entire industry, will continue until November 11th, China's Singles Day. At the same time, JD.com launched its promotional activities on October 9th, coinciding with the end of China's National Day Golden Week. To attract price-sensitive consumers, JD.com announced at a press conference on the 14th that it would offer over 1,000 hot products at the lowest prices of the year, including 50,000 pairs of thermal long underwear, each priced at 2 yuan, approximately 30 cents, with shipping included. Some users reported that ByteDance's Douyin also started promotions on the same day, powered by live streaming and online storefronts. Beyond subsidies and coupons, instant retail, delivery within 1 hour of ordering, is a key focus this year. As instant retail grows faster and overall e-commerce, Alibaba and JD.com are investing billions of dollars in subsidies to encourage use of fast delivery channels. Statistics show that around 2010, Double 11 was just a 24-hour shopping event on November 11th. To capture traffic and stabilize sales, platforms gradually shifted it to early November. This year, however, Alibaba, JD.com, and Douyin started in early October, adding 5 full weeks and setting a record for the longest event. This news underscores challenges in China's current economy and consumer market. The National Day holiday, typically a Golden Week spending peak, hit a 3-year low in 2025. According to the Ministry of Culture and Tourism Data Center, the 8-day National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival holiday saw 888 million domestic trips, with total spending of about 809 billion yuan, roughly 114 billion US dollars. Per capita daily spending averaged 114 yuan, about 16 US dollars. Reuters, citing official data, reported average per capita Golden Week spending of 911 yuan, about $128, the lowest in 3 years. Despite this, consumers show little excitement for promotions. Statistics indicate most have shifted from crazy stockpiling to rational observation. Online comments include, "I used to buy a lot, now I just browse." Some young people compared prices in supermarkets and found many items match regular prices, so promotions aren't compelling. Others noted, "My wallet hasn't grown, so subsidies don't help." This rational consumption reflects deeper reluctance. People want to buy but can't afford to or hesitate to spend.
Consumption has really downgraded, my friends. Tonight is my biggest downgrade in spending. I originally planned to buy some medicine for bloating at the pharmacy because, well, lately, even if I don't eat, my stomach feels a bit bloated sometimes. So I asked about how much it costs for a box that lasts 3 days. 80 yuan. I'm like, what? How much do I earn in a day? In the end, I bought a 13 yuan digestive tablet. This is the biggest downgrade in my spending this year. I mean, am I really at a point where I can't even afford basic medicine in Shanghai?
Many people have expressed, "It's not that I don't want to buy, I'm just afraid it'll be more expensive tomorrow or that I won't have money the day after." This fear of the future mindset is the biggest obstacle to consumer spending in China today. As one user commented, "It's not that I become stingy, it's that I'm afraid to gamble on tomorrow being better." It's not just that our restaurant has no customers, there's no one on the streets either. Even the vegetable market is empty. This morning, I went to the wholesale market to buy some veggies for the restaurant. It used to be packed with people, you couldn't even move. But now, 99% of the people buying vegetables are old folks. The most popular things they buy are green onions for 0.5 yuan and vegetables for a yuan. The ones carrying a little more are buying Napa cabbage and radishes. It feels like these are the only things selling fast, while the more expensive veggies just don't move. No one's asking for them. And even the garlic scapes I used to love at 10 yuan a pound, nobody's even asking about them now. It used to go for 20 or 30 yuan a pound. Even the lady who runs a wholesale business is now trying to sell cardboard, foam boxes, and plastic bottles instead. Experts also note that the major barrier to consumption isn't the products themselves, but issues of confidence, expectations, and structure. A 2025 survey by the Mercator Institute for China Studies, one of Europe's leading China-focused think tanks, found that 73% of experts view weak consumer demand as a very significant risk to China's economy. This signals concern for Singles' Day promotions, indicating that extending the event may not persuade consumers to spend more. The economic downturn isn't mere rhetoric. It's like an invisible rope tightening wallets. This consumption weakness stems not from random market fluctuations, but from deeper economic causes. First, the trade war casts a shadow. Since President Trump's return, U.S. policy towards China has hardened with escalating tariff barriers. In the previous trade war's main phase, 2018 to 2020, Section 301 tariffs raised the average rate from pre-war single digits to nearly 20%. During the 2024 four-year statutory review, tariffs rose further on strategic categories like electric vehicles, solar energy, and semiconductors. For instance, to 50% on solar wafers and primary polysilicon, and 25% on some tungsten products. These weren't symbolic, they targeted high-value supply chain links to constrain key sectors. In 2025, Washington's tougher trade stance pushed tariffs higher initially, though they eased after talks, yet remained well above prior levels. The Peterson Institute for International Economics updated its tariff chart, showing that by fall 2025, average U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports held at about 55%, far exceeding pre-war rates. For businesses, this locks in a lasting price wedge. To avoid tariffs, U.S. importers are increasingly shifting their procurement of similar goods to regions with lower tariffs and easier compliance requirements. According to U.S. statistics, China's share of U.S. imports has decreased from 21.6% in 2018 to 13.4% in 2024, with the nominal import value dropping from $505 billion US dollars to approximately $439 billion. The data for 2025 is even lower. On July 14, the General Administration of Customs of China released trade data for the first half of the year, showing that China's total imports and exports with the U.S. amounted to 2.1 trillion yuan, about $287 billion, a year-on-year decline of 9.3%. As a result, factories engaged in export businesses are feeling the most significant impact in recent years. Orders have become increasingly unstable and profits are shrinking. In the past, factories could secure several large orders in a year, but now they are either cut or delayed. Even when orders are finally secured, customers demand price cuts, squeezing out the profit margins. This is especially true for factories targeting the US and European markets, as they have to bear rising raw material costs, currency fluctuations, and various trade barriers.
情况就是这样。
The situation is like this. May was really bad. June was downright miserable. And July was the same. Not a single customer, hundreds of machines, and not one person came to inquire. By July, I had lost all hope. The workshop is filled with drilling machines, lathes, and screw machines, new, old, imported, domestic, all packed in there. Some machines are like 90% new, and some have been used for thousands of hours. But the reality is, not a single customer. A week goes by, sometimes 10 days or half a month, and no one even comes to check the equipment. How long is this market going to stay like this? When factory orders drop, finances tighten immediately. With lowered profits, businesses cut recruitment in half, cancel overtime pay, and reduce year-end bonuses. Workers with less income spend more cautiously. They keep phones for another year and wear existing clothes longer. Foreign trade factories slow down affects suppliers, logistics firms, and packaging plants too, slowing the entire supply chain. Without confidence to expand, businesses freeze wages and hiring. This shrinks consumption, from owners to workers to families. This burden weighs on countless small and medium-sized factories. Machines keep running, but people grow anxious. For small factories like ours, we're using equipment worth millions, but only making a few cents in profit. We don't have the money to buy new equipment, but if we don't buy, we don't get any orders. Big customers don't bring in any profit, but they're always calling, pushing us to ship. Then, when we send the goods and try to collect payment, no one answers the phone. Small customers don't have the volume, and efficiency is low. We're stuck with old customers who don't place orders, and trying to get new ones often ends up being a waste of time. We want to transform, but there's no direction. Sticking with the status quo leads nowhere, And even though we keep pushing forward, we don't feel secure. Switching industry seems tempting, but we're just not ready to give up. Many people now seek alternative livelihoods. In recent years, female riders, women delivering food, packages, or errands in China have surged, growing faster than male riders. Data from Meituan and LA.me show that by the end of 2024, nationwide female riders exceeded 800,000, nearly double from 3 years ago. Their average age is around 30. Many were former factory workers, supermarket clerks, stay-at-home moms, or laid-off new riders. As more rely on hard labor, social consumption cools. Holidays see outings, but spending lags. Sites are crowded, yet hotel and mall revenues hold steady. People browse more than they buy, denting economic confidence. Another factor, the real estate crisis, a key driver of weak consumption. For 20 years, real estate fueled China's economy. Prices soared. People bought despite complaints, chasing gains and security. Homeowners spent freely on cars, travel, and appliances. Now that confidence has faded. The bubble has burst, and home prices are sliding down fast. National Bureau of Statistics data shows new home starts dropped 20% year-on-year in the first 7 months of 2025. In Shanghai, second-hand listings keep falling, but no one's buying. Data from Beike and eHouse shows even once resilient cities like Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Hangzhou are seeing price drops. Take Shenzhen. By summer 2025, the average listing price fell below 60,000 yuan per square meter, with sales down 20%. In Beijing, prices have slid for 7 straight months. Some school districts' homes in Dongchen and Xicheng are 300,000 to 400,000 yuan below their peaks. Guangzhou and Hangzhou are worse. Both volume and prices are tanking. Listings have hit a 5-year high, but interest is zero. Nationwide, second-hand home prices in 100 cities drop over 7% year-on-year, with first-tier cities down about 7.3%. As prices fall and sales freeze, paper wealth shrinks overnight. What they thought was their safest asset has become their biggest worry. Even more critical, real estate props up a whole chain of industries: building materials, furniture, appliances, renovations, property management, loans, insurance. When housing cools, they all shudder. Material factories lose orders, workers head home, renovators sit idle, furniture sales halve, even agents are switching to food delivery. Another factor, extreme weather in China, which has hammered businesses hard. This summer, floods swamped southern farmlands, sending vegetable prices through the roof. But once the water receded, harvests were wrecked. Farmers who toiled all year saw their income slashed. Up north, there was brutal drought. Corn and wheat yields tanked. Feed prices stayed sky high, and livestock breeders got hit from both ends. Costly feed, rock-bottom pork prices. Pork futures plunged to historic lows. Farmers were either dumping stock at a loss or just clearing out and shutting down. Rural areas used to patch income with breeding, but now that's draining dry, gutting farmers' spending power. Logistics took a beating too. Floods washed out roads and sealed warehouses. Drought snapped inland transport lines. Express and cold chain services are jammed up everywhere. Shipping costs exploded. Deliveries lagged. Offline markets ran short, and retail's last mile ground to a halt. Consumers' price watches yo-yo, either too pricey or flat out unavailable, so the urge to buy just fades. One netizen nailed it. Natural disasters plus cutthroat competition are choking the economy. Circulation slows, confidence chills, and consumption goes cold. Faced with this economic freeze, folks are asking, do these e-commerce platforms' desperate discounts and stretched out sales even work anymore? In this mess of natural disasters and cutthroat competition, Alibaba and JD.com's Double 11 subsidy battles aren't just hitting like they used to. Back in the day, promotions really sparked buying sprees. For example, Alibaba raked in 498.2 billion yuan in 2020, and JD.com kept smashing participation records. Consumers had cash, confidence, and no problem impulse buying. But this year, it's a totally different story. Even hot categories like appliances are forecast to drop 20%, showing subsidies can't budge big-ticket buys. The latest data has China's Consumer Confidence Index at a historic low. Trading Economics says it hit just 89.2 points in August 2025, a tiny bump way below the long-term average of 108.9. Plus, Circana's China Consumer Confidence Research points out, by August 2025, dining and entertainment spending bounced back, but folks' willingness to spend is still weak. Most say, I'll save first, not I'll spend first. US-based McKinsey says Chinese consumers are facing a new reality. Domestic spending growth in 2025 will hit just 2.3%, basically flat from 2024's 2.4%. Their research shows the big drag is slowing income expectations, but it's not just about buy or not, it's folks thinking, I'm not sure I'll earn more next year. The report also stresses consumption's shifting quality, experiences, and services, not just buying more stuff. Observers say confidence is a real root issue. Real estate bubble burst, wages stuck, jobs shaky. So promotions impulse buys have turned into wait-and-see mode. Platforms trade time for deals. Merchants swap profits for volume. It just gives flashy short-term numbers, not real buying power. The East Asian Forum, an ANU-hosted policy platform, analysis adds, if policies stick to subsidies and discounts without tackling core stuff like job expectations, home prices, and wealth outlook, boosting consumption won't last.